Hi, I'm Scouter DERYCK Robertson, and I'm with the 15th Peterborough Salvation Army Scout Group in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. I'm the group commissioner, but also a scouter at weekly meetings, and this is my 60-second scouter.
3, 2, 1.
So what got you started in scouting?
There was a gentleman at our church who was a scouter when I was about 9 years old, and he just went up and asked my parents if I wanted to join scouting, and my parents put me in Cubs. And next thing you know, it's close to 40 years later, and I'm still playing the game.
What's the best thing about Canada?
So much. I love our 4 seasons. You never get tired of one thing, and there's always something new coming down. I love the freedom we have here, the scenery we've got. It's just such a beautiful place to be.
That's the best memorable event you've done in Scouts.
Oh, there are so many. I think probably one of the most recent ones was in 2013 was our first international event. And we ended up coming over to England and we camped at Gilwell Park up in just outside of Chingford. And when we got there, we ended up camping with a group in Sittingbourne. And we had some little bit of contact with them via the internet before that, but that week we spent together has really solidified the link between our groups. They came over to Canada in 2017 and spent a week with us at Haliburton Scout Reserve. And then in 2019, we went to France and camped with them again. So that's my highlight is the friendships that we've made over time through scouting.
What's your favorite campfire song?
I love Brown Squirrel. That never fails to get laughter, and it's got actions, it's got silly words, and what's not to love about that?
What's your best achievement in life?
I think being a father and being able to share my love of camping and nature and scouting with my kids, and we've all done many camps together, and we still continue to do that. Just being able to go out canoeing with my son or my daughter and daughters and sons, that's important to me. It's just the opportunities that you can do things with your kids, and they still want to do things with their old man.
What's one non-essential item you always take to camp?
That is a very good question, because I got so much junk that I carry, and I always wonder, why do I carry that? It's probably the extra pair of pants or the extra shirt that I ended up taking home dirty just because they've been rolling around in a tent. I've never worn them, because everything else, like books, I read books at camp. I've got, maybe it's the 5 or 6 knives that I take with me. I only really need one. I don't know why I carry all those around with me. Yeah, that is a hard question to answer.
5 knives. I'm not going to mess with you at any point in my life now. That's it.
I think it's the fact that I can never remember where I put them. So I always have to have them in different pockets or different places. It's like, why do I have 47 screwdrivers? Because it's just easier to go buy a new one than to find the 46 I already have.
What is your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby is either, it's probably a tie. It's music and writing. I play in a brass band, and I sing in a choir, but I also write poetry. So, those creative type things are my hobbies.
What is your best scouting memory?
Yeah, it was the first time I was ever in a canoe. So I had been a Cub for a year, and I was going up to Scouts the next fall, and I was able to go to the Salvation Army's Camp Madawaska, which was on the border of Algonquin Park. And so all the first-year Scouts did a one-night camping trip across on an island, and we had done some practice in our canoes. And when it came time to load all our canoes up and paddle across, it was storming. There's 2-3 foot chop on the lake. The canoes are rocking back and forth. It's raining sideways, and we're holding on for dear life. And we get across the lake, and we're unloading our canoes, and we had been told how to wrap our sleeping bags so they wouldn't get wet. Well, I didn't do a very good job. Mine rolled into the lake and got wet, and then we had to build lean-tos, which leaked all night, and cold and miserable, and didn't sleep at all. And when I think back, it was that night that convinced me that I love doing this, as stupid as that was. It was just, and then I can close my eyes and I can visualize that entire night still.
What's your favorite Canadian badge that you can earn in scouting?
I think Chief Scouts Award is the most important one, because it shows that you have made a consistent effort over time. You've progressed in your abilities, your leadership skills. And I think that one was probably the one that I, as a kid miner, and meant the most, and still does.
What keeps you positive?
Probably knowing that no matter how bad things are, things will get better. If you're not positive, then everything is terrible and everything sucks. And you know, as a person of faith, that gives me hope. Knowing that if it's cloudy out, at some point it will be sunny, and things will change.
What's your best meal that you can cook?
My homemade pizzas on Friday night. We get just a big nice garlic naan bread, and then put some sauce on it, and then put cheese on it. You don't just save cheese for the end. We layer cheese multiple times during this process. And then my buddy makes this really nice pineapple hot sauce that goes on, and chicken and all the toppings. It goes in the oven. It's about this thick, basically. And then that's our Friday night specials here around the Robertson household.
So what you're trying to say is I should come on a Friday just to visit.
Definitely a Friday. Yeah.
And finally, what does scouting mean to you?
Scouting does mean doing my best and just trying to always live up to what the scouting promise and law is, right? To help other people. Sometimes that means putting yourself out, because you know we say that we'll help other people at all times. Sometimes that's inconvenient for us, but I do believe that that's important. I may not always be successful at what I do, but as long as I put 100% into something, then I should be happy with that.